Hey you guys, welcome back. I'm really excited to do another anxiety talk video. So I had a request on doing a video on how I manage my anxiety aside from essential oils, which I thought was like really interesting because I'm like, wow, like there's so many more layers to anxiety and mental health that people don't understand. So I'm really excited to actually like chat with you guys about how I manage this and how I control my anxiety and function throughout most days. So I'm gonna teach you guys my 5 tips on what works for me and how I manage my anxiety and how I've been able to overcome the hurdles that I've had. If you're new to my channel, anxiety and mental health are a huge part of my life and a huge part of the passion of why I do what I do and why I try to help people is because it can be literally debilitating to have severe mental health and to not be able to even get out of bed in the morning sometimes. So that's kind of my love of where helping people comes from, and also my own struggles and learning to be able to get up every day and know that it's going to be okay and be able to work through those issues. And if you are a familiar face to my channel, then you obviously know all of this because I'm crazy about essential oils and I'm crazy about health and bettering myself and who I am. So anyway, we'll move into my 5 tips. So my first thing I'll talk about is, for me, my first big one is yoga. So I started doing yoga about 12 years ago when my anxiety started to really take form and really start to take over my life, where I was at the point where I was having 3 panic attacks a day. And it just completely came out of nowhere. It was, I think, a lot of situational things like the relationship I was in at the time, and just hormones are changing as you're a teenager and things are just kind of starting to happen in my life, and I went from being totally never having this to suddenly it's rearing its ugly head, and I was literally 3 panic attacks a day any time of the day, and you feel like you're losing complete control, and you're like, what do? I can't breathe, I can't function, I can't talk, I can't do anything. So for me, right away, I was like, I'm not interested in taking medication. I'm not interested in taking antidepressants or anti-anxiety pills. It's just not something that's ever been a must for me, and I've always wanted to manage my mental health in a way that was natural. So, but I'm not discounting medication, antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills, whatever it may be for you. If that's what you need to get out of bed in the morning and cope through the day, then you do that, because everybody's got a different journey and a different path, and that's totally okay where you're at. So I just want to say that. But for me personally, I took the other route, the holistic, natural, alternative route, and I decided that I was going to start going to yoga, something I had never done in my entire life. I was 17 years old, and I was like, I'm doing yoga. So my mom took me to a yoga class. It was the first time ever doing it. It was the most amazing experience, and I started doing yoga once a week to try and help manage the anxiety. And within 2 weeks, I wasn't having a panic attack every day. So it made a significant difference. Yoga and meditation are very important in decompressing and helping get proper oxygen flow into your body. So it's very therapeutic, and it's very good to just stop and get out of all the situations in life and all the craziness, and to just sit within yourself and find that peace. And that can be a class, it can be sitting meditating, it can be listening to a meditation on YouTube, it can be doing a lot of different things. So kind of finding your own way of doing it. But I really recommend, if you struggle with anxiety, I really suggest that you should try yoga, try meditation, just try getting out of your situation. And it'll be hard at first. Like when you're in a high anxiety state and you're way up here, it's going to be impossible to even focus in the yoga class, because you're trying to just like think about how can I get through this. So it's just going to take some time, and great things come with time. I'm a huge believer in that, and I really feel like if you just consistently do something and just try to take some deep breaths, it really helps to calm your body down and calm your mind down. So that's my big one, is yoga. It saved my life. I can't even thank yoga enough for changing around that situation, right? So my second tip is diet. So diet's a big one. A lot of the foods we put in our body cause massive inflammation in our bodies. And they can be causing inflammation and you actually don't know it's causing inflammation, which sounds a little crazy, but if you read any books like Grain Brain or Wheat Belly, there's some really good, interesting facts in there about how gluten causes inflammation in your body. So I decided to cut out gluten out of my diet. I find that when I eat gluten products, so like breads and pastas, just what it does basically is it hits your stomach and it increases the serotonin in your body. So what this does is serotonin is created in your stomach and then it's transported to your brain. So the more things that you put in your gut that cause inflammation like gluten does, causes more release of serotonin, it's going to cause that surge, which is going to go to your brain and actually cause inflammation up here. So that's just something I believe. There's a million studies out there that say this is good, this is not good. So believe what you want to believe, but I honestly feel better not eating gluten. It makes me anxious, it makes me on edge. I notice like the next day I'm just very like, so it made a significant difference in cutting that out and choosing gluten-free options, and I really try to stay more away from that as much as possible, but it's very hard to not have some form of bread, so I do eat gluten-free bread sometimes. But getting out just the basics like bread and pasta, like those things are staples for wheat and for inflammation in your gut. And they also cause candida. So the more yeast, so like bread products, anything with yeast in it is going to cause inflammation too because of the candida build in your body. So you want to really watch how much candida is building in your stomach. And then that moves me into the next thing with sugar. Sugar is another huge one that it creates a lot of candida. Sugar is super hard on your stomach, super hard on your gut flora. So cutting out sugar, or at least like diminishing the amount of sugar you intake on a daily basis. So like it's okay to have more natural sugars, more healthy sugars, but you want to be making sure that you're getting less sugar than you really need to in like the junk food versions, like chocolate bars, pastries, treats. Like try and cut all that crap out if you can. Like I know it's hard to not treat yourself, and you can have like, you know, one day a week where you have a treat, you have a nice chocolate bar or whatever, right? We have to live and still enjoy life and still be excited about things. But it makes a huge difference in your gut health. And I know for me, sugar is like ravenous on my body, and my body hates sugar. And I love sugar, but it friggin' hates it. So I really try to watch the sugar intake because right away I can feel it in my gut. Like it's just unhealthy for your gut to be having to deal with that and causing that inflammation and then causing all of that candida to build. And candida is super hard on your body, and it can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of imbalances. So I really try to pull away from that and get that cleansed out. So a number of ways you can do that is by cutting those things out of your diet. Also taking a probiotic will help restore your gut flora. Drinking bone broth is really, really good for your gut flora and repairing that healthy bacteria. So there's lots of different tips on that. If you guys want to hear more about that, and then you want me to make a new video about that, I can. There's always lots of great things for gut health. Moving on to my third thing for anxiety, managing my anxiety, is positivity and gratitude. I really make a conscious effort to have a positive outlook on the fact that anxiety is a part of my life and I have to find ways to manage through it. So I really try to live a positive, happy life. I try to look at the beautiful things in life, like going outside for a walk, seeing people I care about, having a good job, like just having gratitude and appreciation for the things in your life and having a positive outlook on those is such a game changer. It will flip your mind and get you like going into a positive direction. So you have to like, you may be struggling and you may be suffering and you may be going through hell right now, and I'm here for you guys if you are, and I'm sorry to hear that you are. But having positivity that you will get through this and that it will get better is such a game changer for your life. So that's my third tip. My fourth tip is acceptance. So accepting the fact that you're like this. And I'm just gonna let you guys sit with that for a second. Accepting that this is a part of who you are. That was one of the hardest things I had to overcome when I was a teenager, when I was going through this. I'm like, why am I like this? Why is this happening to me? Why is this fair? Like, and you tell somebody you have anxiety and they're like, what's that? And you're like, are you kidding me? I can't even breathe. Like, it is so frustrating, and I hear you because it's like the hardest thing to deal with sometimes. But finding acceptance in what happened to you and what's going on with you is so huge. I can't emphasize that enough. Just learning to be okay with the fact that this is a part of your life. Anxiety is something, and mental health is something that is part of your chemical imbalance in your brain. So you can't actually change the serotonin levels in your brain. They are a set amount from the moment you're born, and that is where your levels are at. You can alter them by exercising, eating a healthy diet, by taking antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills. Those kind of things alter your serotonin. But it's for a duration, right? So it'll never fully be at the level that they say is normal, which I don't believe in normal, because I believe that accepting my anxiety and knowing it's part of who I am is part of what makes me who I am, because I wouldn't be this in tune with my life if it wasn't for the struggles that I've been through and the hardship that I've had with my anxiety. So that's my fourth tip: acceptance, accepting that this is a part of you and that it's okay to be like this. It's okay because you can manage it and you can come out the other side and live an abundant life and push forward and know that it's going to be okay. And then my fifth tip is love. So surrounding your life and your happiness with people that love you and care about you. And love can come in so many forms, where it's a relationship, your family, your dog, your cat, like friends, coworkers, anybody that just makes you happy. Fill your life with positive, loving people who will help you through the hardest times of your life, because that is the ultimate power, is having people who will hold you up when you can't even stand. So that's my final tip, you guys. Love every moment of your life, love everybody in your life, and know that you will get through this and that it will be the greatest growing experience you're ever going to go through, because you deserve to find happiness and love and acceptance with yourself, and you will. It's a matter of taking those steps and pushing through these obstacles and getting there. So those are my 5 tips, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Nothing makes me happier than helping other people and sharing my struggles and being real about that, because that's just a part of this world we live in. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more awesome videos on essential oils, anxiety, health, you name it. And shoot me a comment below if you guys want to hear about certain things I talked about, or you want to just hear about anything else. I love to hear from you. So I will talk to you very, very soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.